turns him into a dual monster, better not argue too much. He has a spear double tipped and goes berserk with mead and poisonous bitter mushrooms. He might be the only one that can 1v1 these beasts in the dark and abyss of beholders, contemporary greed. We will ride his power into smooth victory. James and Gregor looked at each other muscly and didn't speak. The barbarian was bearing animal skins with heads. He had a red fisher's beard and primitive obsidian sunglasses with a fisher's red beard. "Good you got no rabbit on there," said James. "Why did he say this?" "I'm the merciful one where I am from, known for my patience and guile," he said, spitting. Like words were afraid, weak in the knees, sheep tumbling down a hill. They didn't need to speak more. "Anyway, do we get a salary from this? We're all hired, gathered by Oswald. You get the glory and status as a Dragon's Nest raider. Next time we do it with worse gear or lock-to-air magic. They can be very resistant." "It's not a problem until it comes," said Porpoise. Gregor liked James' muscles. He looked like a real barbarian. James thought Gregor would be pliant and agreeable, too logical and reasonable. Thinkers over-expect stupid
Just wanted
people
to
to
add
be
that.
logical at all. There are recurring fountains and gourmand wells, diminishing results. Use them when you have to. You might be full health for sure when encountering. But I want to spend health on riches. There are many curses and negatives in Dragon's Nest. Generally, a curse ruins everything. There are uncown amulet looming with poison and burning grip, insanity fettering and delusions. There is a path from Dragon's Nest into the wilderness, but no one has ever found it. I bet it's in the catacombs. Most of the rooms have been identified, but they are shifting. A rainbow of dragons exists instinctually and giant. There's a way to manipulate the useless items. We have turned them into fuel and defense, because they are technically items affected by transform all, smelt all. Synergy between nothing. Relatively untargetable. Curses can be rid of. Do we need a wizard? "A wizard is required," said Oswald, despite low strength. "We might wanna include Yensid James," said Porpoise meekly, like a surprising wound. "We have a sponsor almost as rich as a troll. He wants 15% of the share, wizard." "Did he include teleport crystals? And scrolls of fireball chain lightning? Do we have any to London?" "Yes, it's the capital, isn't it? Easy to use are these green smoke and fire one-timers here." Oswald handed James 3 thus. "We have also Osgiliath, the female tank warrior. She was almost as tall as James, fat and sturdy. As much fat showed as steel. She had straight black hair, wide lips, and was wide as tall. La Os, a goblin meerkat. He was cute and had giant ears and large eyes, dark voice of someone cocky and analysing, Ent thought himself. Said the truth poorly clothed. The things other thought but didn't dare to say. He would have loved to be smarter and thought everyone liked him. Dwarves with 5 eyes. "I got my good eye on you," said the Scottish Cyclops. "All dwarves are Scottish. Scottish people are immune to vampire bites." "I wish that all hamsters would die," said the cleric. And finally a supremely armoured and holy cleric. He was so tanky he didn't restore his health, through danger and grit. He had the Bible is copyrighted, in his left hand, gleaming sentinel and a slit for armoured vision. He knows black magic as well, like blood magic. Christianity was the religion of the time, but he was more religious than Christian. He was smouldering with his moralism,
Yeah,
they were unjust. He wanted to share
just
his
wanted to
Christian
write that.
positive benefits, save them, but mostly he choked on his intolerance.
I'm playing RuneScape,
"I
as you can
hope you
see,
get an arrow in
YouTube.
the knee." "You can't say that. When you fall down the stairs and hit the table, I want to be there." "I'll be your muscle and brains," said James, shaking most of their hands in reach. "The dragon will be golden embarrassed and treasure contemporary taken. There's a dedicated healer role that will give us penalties and benefits, but mostly benefits." "I can be a tank too," said Clement. The pros started strategizing. "Yeah, no," said Oswald, "but you can invest in personal tankiness. There's a choice to take 40% less physical damage, 50% less ranged, and straight up 25% less damage on top of that. But you do 20% less healing, only for healers chosen before. Healing is infinite, max health is limited." "What if we need to fight the dragon?" answered Clement. "You're never going to fight the dragon with me," said Oswald. "Yes, we need your skill, but never fighting the dragon." "It's unbeatable if you're a person," said Oswald.
Let's get my
That's the
hamster
problem,
collection
said
going.
Laros. Unless we need to invest into a healer that does tankiness into a fence, Blood Priest. We're veterans, so we can choose Meat Shield Rock. I'm not, said James. Only 2 have to be veteran. Plus 400% max health, can't buy into resistance, taking damage can heal others in an aura minus half dodge, benefits to not dodging an attack. We have confused opportunist that benefits and changes question mark rooms. It's a lot like Drunk's Potion Master that gets potions much more frequently, but they are different amounts of alcohol. It gives the ability to make potions from junk and rarity, but only in combat. You will dance around the enemies, spilling rats' tails. I'll take it, said Laros. You can have a drink before leave, Laros. I'm doing this because I'm interested. I'm done abusing guards. Do you want me to say you have a short statue? I accept your drink, where is it? Class bodybuilder, makes steak as healthy as medicine, makes you feel golden and not tired from meat. Ranged roll makes you take 20% more elemental damage, for plus 20% ranged damage. How is that worth it? People still pick it. We have Generalist, which makes you tanky and offense bonuses while being outnumbered, stacking base damage, modes of revenge, ferocity in the moment. There is Daredevil or Speedrunner, take 20% more damage, traps deal 13% more damage, stacking thus 25% more loot, 40% more outside the treasure chamber. This is really interesting, said Porpoise. I'll take it because I am king of defense and dodging. Don't complain when you die.
Well,
Specialist
not really
enhances
enough point
poisons
in
and
doing
damage
it
over
though, you know,
time,
it's just
even from
regular,
fire,
right?
and gives you the ability to
It's
cleanse
just
poison and
faster.
blight. People like to go for a build that ends up healing from poison and fight toxic shareholders and boyfriends, no downside. There is also the Baker, which gives healing on certain foods, but dies to small town. No damage run roll makes you take 45% less damage from the first hit of something, but then 45% more from each hit after. 1 minute cooldown. I'll shoulder the burden and take ass, said James. Take names, you mean? The asses will be unstoppable. Sniper gives you 30% more damage over a certain range. It's a lot like ranged roll. It close rooms. Some enemies
Looks
run
like
away with
it's
the loot
Carnival Machine
intentionally. You
jumping.
have to snipe them. No, not all rooms are close quarters. You might get very invested in loot or gear. Dangerous difficulties makes for more rewarding sets and crazy powerful forms, until you die from a puzzle. Let's buy all the ostensible shields we can, blocking 1 instance of damage or 25 for damage over time stuff. They are common and with limited health or defense, let's stack them. And use them all on a boss. If that's what it takes, so be it. The path of least baguettes. What, sure you don't want the Baker perk? There is the epic difficulty that writes legends. I want to write Legend James, the story of the indomitable porpoise. Survived the dragon a few times, said Oswald. There's the no healing run almost equal in difficulty called Godless and Damned. Let's see how far we go until we die, said Laros. Silence, said Clement, you furball. My defense has never been
How
breached,
do you
unless
join the
real bullshit, said
launch?
Porpoise. 10 years
You want to
undefeated.
know?
I have laughed at Hammer.
How can you join a contemporary lodge? It is not necessarily clickbait or cheesy, it's just you subscribe or you follow, right? You're part of it by coming back, you're part of it by being part of it, being a follower. Should we look up a better spot for this, maybe?
10 years undefeated. I have laughed at hammers from giants and giant flails from undead. Oh, that's interesting, said Osgiliath femininely. You should have said, my defense has never been breached until he met me.
There's
James
some
slices through
hamsters
steel
over
with
here.
swords and
Well, that's the
chainmail with
right
his
animal,
fists.
actually. There's
We'll
still a
gather on the
random
castle
animal.
from charred woods in the morrow. Use this teleportation vial.
3
The
of
blue
them.
vial triangulated was small with fine
Vicious.
etchings, like a story from an
This
unknown world,
deplorable
poetry
creature
world.
is despicable.
We'll gather a mage. Teleport out. They found Raphael and Yensid outside their
Turn you
tavern base
into a
looking in the
steak.
distance. Hail, Raphael looked at a running Gregorovic vampire over hill. He was running with wounds and intent. Surely he would get away, he's too tanky. Did you know blue fire is over 12,000 degrees hot? Yensid started squatting and screaming like a chicken. He shot a 0.5 diameter blue laser with a smaller, more light blue laser out of his ass. It sniped the vampire at 200 meters. He fell like he had tripped on the
It's a
ground.
proper amount
Searing
of
pain.
samples
You're
here.
an unquenchable predator with your ass, Yensid, Alpha and Omega. My hunger cannot be fully quenched. Bewok, said Yensid incomprehensibly like it was a completely different conversation. This will make God Ra proud, Ass Disciple said. -4 more vampires Gregorovic attacked callously this morning, said Raphael mistily. What did the seer foresee, James? Is this goodbye? He was ready to steer his fate, going into something non-intuitive. Never mind the seer, we want to join a quest on Dragon's Nest. Make some dollar bill. This is a trick, you will not make it out alive. Unless with my help you are fools and contemporary dead, out is harder than in. Please, please, Raphael, I really want to go. Wizard Yensid farted the hay off nearby rooftops in preparation of their anguish. You could taste the fear and blood. You know you can't stop me if I really don't want. Nobody can. To govern your power you can't go beyond limits several times every day. There is ancient treasure I want too. Raphael sounded like a bloody prophet and wiped the blood of his crossed sword. It was clean like duty and the promise of revenge. I can't believe he's allowing us to do this. It's like a bad teacher, death is certain. We'll do it then, we have until the morrow. James ate 520 grams of protein, stocking up before bed. 100 grams was too much and had turned into fat. Bodybuilders fear too little protein like the Grim Reaper. It really is capitalism turned into fear of eating too little of thus product. 20 grams of protein with 20 grams of sugar and saturated fat. Healthy. In the morning James was remaking a gent song brilliantly really, on his acoustic guitar. He played trashy law unprocessed, listened to the intro for maximum immersion. Keep playing, I'm feeling inspired, Yensid proclaimed. He started twerking in his robes with his hands on his knees in a long circle. When James played the chorus do 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 day da da day, Yensid started picking up speed. It was incredible, a physical endeavor, a feat like an Olympic athlete. He was like an enduring washing machine. At the end of the beginning, his feet started smoking. Yensid was at maximum wizard speed. Eventually he caught on fire and walked away for a break like he had done something wrong. Perfect twerking 10-10, said James like a gnome. Damn, he's got me in the spin circle, said Porpoise. Time to stop in my A-game. He stroked his beard and looked a mature wizard choking on his reasonableness. What are you saying, Porpoise? That was so stupid I think I might lay an egg. You only say that because I'm a better baker and soprano. Me too, said Yensid. He actually laid an egg. What? Baked beans, Yensid seemed in pain. They all shared his nervousness. Cold sweat poured with the fear of judgment and shaking. Baked beans, said Yensid in a Texas accent necessarily, and farted an entire collection. History books, are of the History of the World
What are you
2020
doing,
History
YouTube?
Editor edition. They flew and the books opened at random pages like from a turbine. Wait, here's the grammatical lexicon. What the fuck? That's pretty impressive, Yensid. That's from the future. It was possible because it was